Hey, everybody, this is Coach Carlos, and this is your quick tip today for easy implementation tomorrow. Every time we're together, I'm going to give you a short, quick tip that's easy enough and powerful enough for you to implement tomorrow. Something that can change classroom culture, student behavior, and most importantly, student performance. I want to start today's quick tip off with just a quick prayer. Now, hold on before everybody tune me out and listen to the prayer, right? All right, you probably even heard it before. You may have even said it before. The prayer is very simply: God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, that's a prayer heard all over this world, and it's called the Serenity Prayer. And it's about October. And this is the time, like no other time, where teachers, leaders, parents, but I'm speaking to teachers today, where we need serenity. And this is a great time for this prayer. Today's quick tip is at this time of the school year, it's time to remember your why. That's right, WHY. Why did you get into this game? It's time now. Out of all the school year, October, November, December, things start grinding and the weight of the school year gets tough. And this is the time to remember your why. I remember when I was young, my dad used to always say to me, Carlos, why did you do that? And I used to always, like most kids, I would say, I don't know. You probably said that same thing. Well, I would say that, not that I didn't always know, but sometimes I was just impulsive and I would do things. Well, he would always respond with, if you don't know why you did it, then you shouldn't do it. Well, I didn't actually really know what he meant at that time, but as I got older and I understood the power of purpose, his wisdom began to help me throughout life. And I'm transferring that wisdom to you today. The quick tip today is to take a moment, grab your serenity, some peace, and ask yourself, why do I teach? Remind yourself why you got into this game. Why did you start? Let me give you some information, some facts about why it's so important to have that information. When I do my school trainings, one of the exercises I like to start off with is a meaningful mindset exercise. And I just ask everybody to close their eyes and begin to remember why they got in this game. And then I ask them, we go around the room, why did you start teaching? Why did you teach? Why did you teach? Why did you get into this game? And of all you could do. And you know the typical answers that are sincere. I want to help kids. I love to see the light bulb come on. I want to give back to the industry or to kids the way learning was given to me. A lot of great answers. But I do that so they can have a meaningful mindset, so they can get back to that place. Because after the demands from parents, the demand from students, the demand from central office, the demands from all around, sometimes teaching can be a burden and you can very easily forget your why. So I want you to remember that today. I want you to remember that why so that you can take it back to school with you tomorrow. But I want to give you some ammunition. So did you know that 44% of all new teachers leave within 5 years? Now, this is national. It could be higher in your area or lower. 44% of all new teachers leave within 5 years. It's one of the toughest professions. But did you also know that it's worth noting that in the law enforcement agency, that police, the attrition rate amongst police is only 40%. Yes, our industry has a higher attrition rate than police officers, and they're putting their lives on the line I mean, literally, we are getting out of this game even more so than law enforcement officers are. I mean, it's just amazing how serious this game is. Even so that in their industry, if you are emergency medical technician, if you are a police officer, if you are a fireman, if you experience trauma in that industry, it is mandated that you go through a couple of hours of counseling. You can't get your badge back if you were involved in an on-site shooting. You can't get it back until you've gone through counseling. You have to take some time off until it's investigated. When emergency medical technicians, when police officers, when firemen, when they go through trauma, it is inside the industry that they get help. But there are some of you out there in our industry, you can be in the field of educating students in some of our toughest districts for 15, 20 years without a mandate to get support. That's one of the reasons why we have so much trauma in our field. And there again, it's time to remember that serenity. You got to get back to your why. Did you know that stress in itself is not a bad thing? Handling stress, there are multiple ways to do it, but stress is very difficult. Stress is one of those things that science tells us that it's almost like a contagion, that in the classroom, if a teacher is stressed, it's much like the common cold. Kids can catch that stress. Your students can catch that stress. Scientists are telling us that it's important that the stress on teachers get dealt with almost like a cold or virus. You can pass it on. You can pass on stress. But all stress is not bad. It's not a total bad thing. What we know from the research, in 1936, Hans Selye, the first scientist to identify stress, he put it in terms like there's a difference between eustress, which is a term for positive stress, and distress, which is negative stress. Eustress is what you want. No, not me, not you. Eustress is what you want. You don't want distress, because both of them are like contagions in the room. When you have that good stress, which is eustress, kids feed off that. And they catch your positive vibes, your energy. They catch that. But if you're distressed, kids catch that too. So all stress is not bad. You want that eustress. You just don't want that distress. And so it's a time now to remind yourself, why am I teaching? Why am I doing this? Before you go into another training, before you pick up another curriculum book, remind yourself, why am I doing this? Remember that you got into this to do some good, and then ask yourself, how do I get back to that place of eustress? Get back to that place so that when you go in there Monday morning, when you go back into that classroom, you can infect everybody in the classroom with that healthy stress that motivates people to do their best. And they'll say, wow, what's wrong with her today? What's wrong with him today? You let them know you got some eustress going on. Hey, everybody, this is Coach Carlos. Remember your why and get you some of that eustress. Get that serenity back in your life, and then infect everybody in the classroom. No, indeed, infect everybody in the building with your positive stress. This is Coach Carlos. Have a good and blessed day.
Coach Carlos. Coach Carlos.